Good morning. I'm Ken Rose. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for the Montgomery County Industrial Development Agency, and we are holding this public hearing pursuant to Section 859A of General Municipal Law for the project Log City 1 LLC. The company is going to be building approximately 14 buildings that contain approximately 164,694 square feet, and they will be market rate apartment complex containing approximately 168 units. The purpose of the meeting today is to have a public hearing with regards to the incentives that the IDA is going to offer in the form of real property, sales tax, and mortgage recording tax exemptions. The public hearing notice was put in the paper on November 27th. There is a copy up here if anyone would like to see it, and we're going to enter this as part of the record. With that, we'll open up the public hearing at 11:05. If you would like to comment, please state your name, and we can go from there. So we'll open up the public hearing itself at 11:05. And we'll keep it open for the next 10 minutes. Yep. Yeah, you could, yeah.
Teresa Santos. I'm just curious where exactly this is located.
David, you wanna?
It's near the intersection of Log City Road and Route 30. It's essentially behind where used to be the kayak warehouse. I don't know if you know, familiar.
Okay.
It's farmland right now. But
Okay, so it's kind of back in off the road?
yes, back off the road, but literally several hundred yards off of Route 30.
Okay, and 16.5 acres, 14 buildings, and what did you say, 168?
Approximately 168 units, that's correct, right?
Apartments. Yeah.
168 apartments, and are they, what will be the criteria for people being able to obtain these?
They are market rate apartments, so they're open to all ages.
Meaning what though, market rate, what people are getting in the city of Amsterdam, or what? Explain that to me, please. What do you consider market rate?
Market rate, it's not rented based upon any income criteria or whatever other criteria. Anyone, any age can apply. Of course, they have to meet credit score requirements, and but it's basically open to the public.
Okay, and can I continue to ask some
Sure.
questions? Have you considered, because now that I sit here, I believe there was a meeting here probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I remember bringing up the question, have you considered if there are school-age children in there, the traffic in and out with buses and with parents taking their children, has there been any concession? Because as we all know, that's a thoroughfare through there, and, it's something that I am quite concerned about.
I can address that, Teresa.
Okay,
The project itself has already been through the Town of Amsterdam Planning Board and the Town Board for site plan approval. So that process where that discussion took place, it's already gone through that process with the Town of Amsterdam. So what we're here to talk about is strictly because they already went through the seeker process and the approval for that. What this public hearing is specifically about is just the financial assistance that the IDA is offering.
okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, but yeah, they went through
I
that.
can help
Yeah.
answer the question. As Ken explained, we went through the approval process, which included a traffic study, and the traffic study showed minimal impact. And I can tell you from experience, we own lots of apartments over in the town of Rotterdam, and the number of school-age children, there's not a lot of children that live in apartments. There's not a lot of buses, and there's generally just not a lot of traffic. Traffic is really not a concern.
process through the town was, you got all that approval from the town.
Oh, it was, 2023, yeah, about a year ago.
I just find that interesting because with the other conflicts over on Wallens Corners, what's the name of it? Right across from Amsterdam Print. There's quite a few school kids in there. And
Yeah, I
that was
know.
one of the concerns I brought at that meeting a couple of years ago, whatever year.
Yeah, that was probably the meeting that, where the town,
Yeah,
Amsterdam was actually looking at the project.
who's gonna oversee this? Who's gonna oversee, once it's built and people move in, who's going to oversee and be responsible for garbage pickup, for, snow removal, for all that?
That's us, we own and operate 400 apartments over in Schenectady County, so we do that all in-house.
And your project right now, Dave, is the one right next to the former Rotterdam Square Mall, correct?
That's correct, yeah,
And I think you know where that is, when you get off of, as you go to Rotterdam Square Mall, it's right on your left,
Mm.
by the Dunkin' Donuts.
Now, I see in here that we're gonna discuss the taxes. Are we discussing that at this meeting, or is,
Whatever questions you have,
well, I thought there'd be more people here, and I thought the superintendent would be here, we discussed the school tax and the property tax and what kind of tax break are we giving these people?
they will, for this project, they will receive a, sales tax in Montgomery County is 8% on construction materials. So they'll receive the abatement on that, 8%. There's also the mortgage recording tax in, Montgomery County is 0.75%. So they'll receive that abatement. And then with this project here, they're gonna fall under our standard UTEP policy for commercial developments, which is a 10-year, it's a 10-year, pilot. It starts at 50%, and then it ramps up to 100% by year 11. So they'll be paying taxes, right from the get-go, but only at half that normal level, and then it'll ramp up. So, usually, some of the towns that we deal with will do a partial assessment during the construction period. I don't know how the town of Amsterdam is gonna assess that, like the town of Florida, when we do those large projects, cause they take about 2 years to do. They do a partial assessment in the first year, so it kinda triggers that pilot starting. And then, they get to their full assessment when the projects are completed and the CO is issued. I don't know how the town of Amsterdam's actually, if they do partial assessments here or not, or if they're gonna wait till the project's completed, then totally, assess them. Obviously, the taxes that are being generated on the property right now as vacant land, we don't abate them. So they would be responsible for them. So the abatement is only based on the improved value of that property. so that's how that works.
So they won't have the project completed in the first year,
No, David, what's your
No.
window?
and then as the project goes further on, then the taxes will go up
Correct.
also.
Yeah, the
The
project
more,
will be-
the
it'll
more
be-
buildings, I'm assuming the more buildings we get on the
Correct.
property, the more the taxes will
Yeah,
go up.
Typically, a town they'll give you a partial assessment as you, so we're gonna build it in 2 phases. First phase is 90 units, and then 78 units after that. And it'll be, it all depends on weather and, but it'll be more than 2 years, that span, that construction will go.
And you're looking to start?
Start like very soon, like within a month, yeah.
Will that work? That's okay. Yeah,
Okay, if there are no further other questions, I'd like to close this public hearing at 11:16. A record of the public hearing will be prepared and reviewed by members of the agency in connection with the agency's consideration of the proposed project, and that meeting of the agency in relation to this project is gonna be held Thursday, this coming Thursday, actually, at 3:30 at the MCBDC offices in Fultonville. And that's when we'll take final action on this project. And with that, I'd like to close the meeting and thank you for coming.